Hello guys, this is Fluke here from Ascension Gaming, bringing to you an Elder Scrolls Online video from the EU server on the PS4. I decided to do this video because I've been uploading quite a few dungeon runs and it might be interesting for some of you guys to see what I use, what I spec into, and the kind of gear I use during those runs. Okay, now there are a lot of loadouts out there, really good ones, primarily for after you hit level 15 you start ranking up. For me, I've used this loadout since a low level, and except from levelling up each power, it's done me pretty well. It's done me well for solo runs and dungeon runs. I don't die too much and I kill things pretty fast, so it's worked for me. So I hope if it's any good to you, feel free to use it. But it's a fun one, so here we go. So we're going to go into my character first, and we're going to look at to see what attributes I spec into. Now, as a Nightblade, there's going to be, it depends on what powers you're going to use. Some of your powers are going to be stamina build, some of them are going to be magic build. During the early game, I spec'd into health. That was mainly because I was solo leveling myself, and it meant I could stay alive a little bit longer, so it was useful for that. However, once you start hitting higher levels, you start grouping up, health isn't too important. That's why you've got a healer in the group, and just common sense, to be honest. So for me, as you can see, I'm primarily Magicka, but Stamina's getting a close second, and that's because in my loadout I have both Magicka and Stamina powers, so it suits me to go this way. Some people out there will totally spec into Magicka, and some will totally spec into Stamina, but each to their own. Personally, this is what I use. So I will tend to go for bits of gear that either have Magicka or Stamina bonuses on the pieces of armour. So this takes me on to armour. Now you've got light, medium and heavy. Heavy armour tends to be for close range, tank type builds, and medium is for people that are kind of going to be in between, like to get up close but should know how to roll out of AoEs, because medium armour does give you a lot more backup than the light armour, but not as much as heavy. Sorry, my stats are red at the minute because I'm due a repair. So I have a mix, okay? Now I have primarily medium armour on most of my items, except my legs and feet. Okay, oh, sorry, I should have rephrased that. My hands and legs, they're both heavy armour. Really just to give me a little extra bit of survivability when I'm in close. As you can see, I'm dual wield, so sometimes I do have to get in close to those bosses when I'm in a dungeon. So this gives me a little bit of extra survivability. And it helps level up my heavy armour, just in case I decide to switch it. As you can see, 48 for medium and 38 for heavy. Light's only sitting at 16. I've had the odd piece on, which has got me up, but mostly it's medium I go for. Okay, so next is on to skills. Okay, so there's 3 trees in the Nightblade: Assassination, Shadow and Siphoning. Now Shadow, I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of going invisible and sneaking around, and for me I like to shoot into the action and kill things fast, so this might suit a lot of other people. So you can cloak yourself, sneak round, you get yourself into trouble, you can shroud yourself and get out of there. So I'm not really going to go on about the Shadow Tree too much, okay? As you can see, I used Veil of Blades, that's quite a good move. And I used Shadow Cloak and Wield Strike until I levelled them up a bit, but I stopped using them once I started hitting about 18, 19. Assassination is actually my tree. As you can see, I've pretty much spent all the points and everything. I've got a few to level up. Assassination is great, it's fast, it's DPS heavy, and it's just fun as hell to use. Siphoning is my other tree that I use a lot of, mainly because you can funnel health, you can slow down your targets, you can shroud yourself in protection. It's brilliant, I absolutely love this power tree. So we'll go into what I use, okay? Now, Relentless Focus is actually a morphed ability, so it starts off with kind of a basic attack that gets you damage. You know what happens here is it's Magicka build, but it encourages you to use your weapon, which is Stamina. Well, actually your weapon's not Stamina, sorry. So what will happen is here, you use 7 light attacks. After you've popped this, you use 7 light attacks and it turns it into a spectral bow, dealing quite a bit of damage, and it's brilliant and it's handy. This one here is Lotus Fan, and this is a leap attack, so I tend to use this if I'm just slightly out of distance. Hit this one, takes me straight into the group, and then I go straight to L1 if there's a group of people. This is a dual wield move. and it spins round in a circle. It's great if you're getting swamped by ads. I'll then go back to funnel health, just press circle on the ads. That gives both myself and my group, if I'm in one, some health back. It's not massive, so I mean, I know people do say you could probably go healer through using a lot of siphoning abilities. Personally, I don't see how that would work, but for me, I use it for a little bit of health, and it's good when I'm soloing because it gives me that health back if I'm ever struggling, and it is overpowered. I mean, I can literally spam that over at an ad if I've got a decent amount of magicka, and it's giving me health back, and it's taking theirs down quite fast. Once I start running out of magicka, if I've got enough, I pop this, and then I basically hit my 7 light attacks. Hopefully by the point then, the spectral ball will pop, and then I have more magicka back to start rinsing and repeating. This one here, Shrouded Daggers, again this is a morphed one. The other morphed ability of this gives you a little bit of health back, so it depends what way you want to go, but for me I like it, and it's a great wee dual wield move. Incapacitating Strike is one of my favourite moves. It looks like dual wield, you're using 2 daggers and you're kind of like slicing across yourself, and it does insane damage. It does some damage over time as well, so it's a brilliant move, and I use this loadout a lot. Now, dual wield is at 48 for me because that is the weapon I like. I like to be in close in battle and kill things fast, so as you can see I've pretty much spent all my points in that one. Excuse me. The next weapon I chose at level 15, you get to use a secondary weapon, is bow. For me, bow is handy, sorry, excuse me, to range things. Often I've been in a few dungeons and it's been quite hectic. The boss has done a lot of close combat AoEs and it's just not handy for me to be in the road. Puts too much pressure on the healer and I get in the road of the tank. So I'll switch to bow. We'll just do that now and we'll show you what attacks I've got. So for bow, my ability bar is, as you can see, a lot different. Okay, these tend to be a lot of range and crowd control abilities. Mark target marks a target. If you kill that target while it's still active, you get a lot of health back. Twisting path basically puts a path in front of you. It's a red kind of block a square that any target that's in it will get damage over time, and it morphs into something that you can either go for health from the ads or you can get extra damage. I went for the extra damage. Mirage is great. It surrounds yourself in an aura. It gives you huge evasion and resolve, increases your chance to dodge, and it gives you extra armour. So if things are getting hectic, you're getting hit a wee bit, pop that, get out the road, and you're good to go. Crippling Grasp is basically a crowd control, okay? It's a little bit of a cast time, just not much, just a little bit. It says instant. It could be that the one before this is actually morphed again, had a cast time, so I might be talking rubbish here. So, but it's good, and it's good for crowd control. Alright, so I don't use it too much, that's why it's still sitting at 2, but these are the moves I tend to use mostly. R1 is my only bow move, Acid Spray. Again, this is a morphed ability, and it basically gives me a spread of arrows that are now laced with poison, and it is overpowered. It is great for a group of ads. Soul Siphon is my ultimate ability, and it is great for helping out the group. It basically puts a kind of area on the ground, and anybody that's walking in it will get extra protection, a little bit of healing, and it will protect them from some damage, and it gives enemies damage as well, so it's a win-win situation. But as you can see, dual wield is my favourite type, and that's what I tend to go for. A lot of people have said two-handed is great, and it probably is, and I might try it out, but for me, dual wield bow is my spectrum move. So we'll just try and find some ads. I'm going to show you the Soul Siphon ability because it's insane. There we go. Popped it. Popped it. Popped it. It's dead. Haven't even touched it. And that's Soul Siphon. As you can see, it gives me a wee red. Oh, this is a split blade one here. And it's, as you can see, awesome. Soul Siphon still healing me. As you can see, the red all around me gives me health. And I barely had to touch that first tiger. It's a way overpowered move, and it's why it's made soloing level content for me so easy. Okay guys, hopefully you understand most of that. Like I said, it's not going to be the best load out there. I only go for what's fun and exciting to play, so that might change once I hit veteran rank and start getting more competitive, but at the minute leveling 1 to 50 is all about having a blast and enjoying the game, so hopefully these moves look fun and you'll enjoy using them as much as I did. And thanks for paying attention to the video, and if you liked, give me a little like, and catch you later.